and he had passed away inside of the property, and no one found him for about 3 days. Today I'm going to share one of the most challenging stories that I have, or experiences that I have had through probate sales. There have been many challenges that I have had throughout my career selling probate or trust real estate. As I've mentioned before, when someone is selling through probate, it's not usually because they chose to, but many times it's because they're being forced to, or they have to because someone passed away. One of the stories that I remember very clearly is a client that I helped in San Jose, California. His mother passed away in Los Angeles, and he was hoping to find someone who can help him sell the property that she had in Los Angeles. He reached out to me, so I was able to help him. And when I flew to Los Angeles, I realized that there was 4 tenants, elderly gentlemen that had lived there most of their life, and in fact were paying little to no rent. As I mentioned to them that we were going to be selling the property, they were devastated and they didn't have anywhere to go. My client was committed to selling the property, so it was really challenging because the people that lived there really had nowhere to go, and I would say they didn't have any family that still lived. They were much older. For me, it was an experience that I had to handle with a lot of care because there are also tenant laws that protect tenants. And I had to make sure that I followed the law and I protected them and my client as well. So I went to the county in Los Angeles to make sure that I understood the tenant laws and that I also provided the tenants with options. Ultimately, this was a sale in which we had a cash buyer, so someone who wanted to buy the property, and I was able to find that cash buyer and ask him to participate and pay for the tenants to move. And he did provide the cash for keys, and he was able to assist the tenants. So not only did I find a location for the tenants and someone to assist them with moving expenses, I was able to save money for my client. It took a lot of time and a lot of resources, and also educating myself as to what the tenant laws. In one situation that I stopped by to look at the property and to communicate with the tenants, I couldn't locate one of the tenants. It started off with 4, and it ended up that he had been deceased and he had passed away inside of the property, and no one found him for about 3 days. So that was pretty challenging. It was really sad, not only learning that he had passed away inside of the property, that his body wasn't found, and also that the other people had to move out because the property was being sold. Ultimately, it ended up in a positive way in which the tenants did find housing and they were able to move and they had financial assistance. But I think overall it was a very sad situation because most of these people that lived there didn't have resources or didn't have family members to help them and support them. Whenever I work with tenants and giving them notice to move, or I work with family members that do have other family members in the property, I handle the situations with a lot of care because I want to make sure that everyone's taken care of and has a smooth transition. My goal is to make sure that everything runs smoothly and that everyone has a positive outcome. My name is Miriam Cruz. Please reach out if you need any assistance with probate or a trust.